Students, as you can see over here in this class, today we are going to discuss the most important previous year question papers of vocational subject certificates in data entry operations, right? Course code 632. So I have collected a few very important questions from the different chapters, especially from the database. And overall, all chapters I have covered for short form because it is also a very nice question and always be a first question in your question paper. So first of all, let me give you the brief. Your subject is this one, certificate in data entry operation, right? And this is the syllabus content actually. So in your entire syllabus now, there are total 13 chapters, right? And from the few chapters now, we will discuss few important questions, right? They will help you out in the examination. So let me show you the PDF for most important previous year question papers. You can see over here. So these are the most important previous year questions, right? For the subject certificate of data entry operations, vocational subject. So usually in your question paper now, the first question is always be there, expand the following terms. So in this type of questions now, 4 parts have given to you half marks each. So this will be a total 2 marks question. Okay. So here I will explain it to
Okay,
you,
ma'am.
right? Most important short forms, right? From your entire syllabus, from all 13 chapters. Got it? So you can see over here, the first
Yes,
short
ma'am.
form is what? ALU. Stands for Arithmetic Logic
Automatic
Unit.
unit.
Okay. Now next is your ISP. ISP is what? Internet
Internet
Service.
service provider.
Very good. HTML is what? Hypertext Markup Language. You know that this is the language which is used for web page designing. Okay. So if you actually, I have synchronized overall all the important, right? Short form over here. GUI is what? Graphical User Interface, right? IIS, Internet Information Services. Actually, these are the certain technology which is used inside the internet to provide different type of services. CUI, Command Line User Interface, DSL, Digital Subscriber Line. Okay. COBOL is what? Common Business Oriented
Internet
Language,
oriented language.
right? This is what, right? The question from chapter number 1, and it's a high level language which is used to design business oriented user applications. CD is what? Compact
Content.
device. TLD, top level domain. Okay. This is a very important short form. So many times it was coming in your previous year paper. ISDN, Integrated Services Digital Network. Okay. ROM is what? Read-only memory. CPU is what? Central Processing Unit. Now, let me show you the next short form, CD-ROM. CD-ROM is what? Compact disk read-only memory. URL is what? Uniform Resource Locator. And PPM is what? Pages per minute. LCD is what? Liquid Crystal Display. LAN is what? Local Area Network. CRT. What is CRT? What is the full form of CRT?
Creator YouTube. YouTube.
Very good. And what is the full form of KBPS? Kilobits per second. Okay. Up now, next you can see over here. The next short form is RAM. RAM is what? It's a memory
Random
which was
access memory.
random access memory, which is versatile in nature. And whatever the work we can process in computer systems. So RAM is the memory where data is going to be stored temporary. Now, next you can see over here, next type of short form, HTTP. HTTP is what? Hypertext Transfer Protocol. CP is what? Characters per second. Okay. Video is what? Visual Display Unit. BCC is what? Blind Carbon Copy.
Copy.
POP is what? Post Office Protocol.
Protocol.
OCR, Optical Character Recognition. Fortran, Formula Translations. So these are overall short form I have collected from your entire syllabus. And this is very important, right? If you will learn it in bulk. Okay. So start learning. Any four will come into your paper. You will see there. Now, second type of question pattern is four part have given. All four parts are compulsory. In this, few terms have given. You just have to define. So, right. So you just have to give the definition. Actually, in DBMS chapters, right? There are the four types of objects that you need to design. One is table, right? And after creating the table and enter the data, you just have to filter the data with the help of query. If you have to create your database file now, and you just have to share your database file to other persons to feed the data. So by the help of form, you can feed that data into the database, right? So what is the benefit of form? The benefit of form is that the actual database file will always be what? Will always be, right? Regulate and keep safe at certain place, and different persons can enter the data, modify the data, delete the previous entry by the some part of the table through this right tool or through this object of the MS Access form. After doing all the job, right, designing table, making queries, right, entered or modify the data through form. So if employees have to show their data in a proper way, so they can use the last but not least object of Access is report designing. So by the help of report, they can do what? They can present their work very efficiently. Got it? So record is what
Yes,
basically
ma'am.
MS Access. A record in MS Access, this is a fourth tool to learn about in MS Office, is a complete set of related data entered into a table. Each record represents one row in a table. What is the structure of table? This one now, right? Suppose these are the column, vertical bifurcation, right? And these are the rows. Okay. So columns are called what? Field. And rows are called what? Record. Okay. In normal Excel sheet, what we are saying, right? Vertical bifurcation of sheet is column, right? And horizontal bifurcation of sheet is row. And in database, we can say row as a record, column as a field. Okay? So each record represent one row in a table, contains information about one entity such as a student, employee, or a customer. One entity means the information about a single thing or a single person or about anybody. Okay, so this is your record in MS Access. Now let me show you auto number. See, when you are going to design the table, so there is a one column that you have to specify, that you know that in a table na, there are different types of columns over there, like roll number, name of the student, class of the student. So every column have a different types of data. If we are mentioning the roll number of the student, so in which type of data is there? Numeric. For name, alphabetical data. For class, it can be numeric or alphabetic both. So every column have a different data type. So that data type, how can we manage? Through data type. So this is the by default one, auto number. This data type is basically used for what? For the first column, that is with name, by default name ID. So ID is what? Providing the automatic number. So what is the benefit of this data type? That as a user, you are the user of the software, I am the user as a human being. So needs not to be entered any number separately. So auto number is a data type in MS Access that automatically generates a unique sequential and random number for each new record added to a table. It is often used as a primary key to uniquely identify each record. Got it? Up now see over here query. Query
Yes.
is what basically, what I told you, query is a just like a filter. When you will design the table, enter the data, so table is created. Suppose you want to fetch the record of certain student or a one student or two student out of 100 students table. So query will help you out. This is a second most important object in the database. So a query in MS Access is a tool used to do what? Retrieve and display specific data from one or more table. It doesn't mean that you will be fetching the data only from one table. You can fetching the data in the combination, one or more tables based on given criteria. Queries help in sorting, filtering, and analyzing data efficiently. Now, next is your data sheet. A data sheet is the view of a table, query, or form in Access that display data in rows and columns similar to a spreadsheet. It allows user to view, enter, and edit data. See, there are two types of views while designing the while designing the table. One is data sheet or other is design. Okay. So with design view now, we can decide the structure of the table. And with the data sheet, after designing the table, we will enter the data through data sheet view. So a data sheet is the view of a table, query, or form in Access that display data in rows and columns similar to a spreadsheet. And now, what I told you, that second most important object in the database software is what? Query. So how can you design the query? There are three ways to design the query. Okay, design the query using design view. And this is a very nice, very simple. If you don't have any idea, such idea to design how to design a query. So with the help of query wizard, that means with the automatic steps, we can do it. Query wizard in MS Access is a step-by-step guide that help user to create queries without writing SQL statement. It simplifies the process of selecting fields, setting criteria, and viewing results. Got it? Now a split form. Split form is what? When we are splitting the table by column break command, right? Just like that, we can split our form into two part or more than two part. So a split form in Access display two views simultaneously, a form view, right, by which you can check the structure of your form, and a data sheet view by which you can enter the data into the table via form. So this allows user to see a single record and enter list of the records at the same time. With data sheet view, you can see the multiple records of the same time. And with the form view, we can see the records. Now, OLE object. And OLE, first of all, this short form is also very important. And what is the full form of OLE? Object linking and embedding. Okay. So object field allows user to store object like images, Excel spreadsheet, Word document, other files within Access table. Suppose we have designed a table. Okay, these are the three rows in this table and four columns in this table. Suppose in this cell, I want to add an image. Okay, how can I add? I can add it through this concept OLE object. There are the options available in this software. Commands are available by which we can input the images. Now, next you can see over here report. A report in MS Access is used to present data from a table or query in a structured, printable format. It helps in summarizing and analyzing information for presentation and documentation. Got it? Now, next you can see over here, describe the following briefly. Data type. A data type defines the kinds of values a field can store in MS Access, such as text, number, date time, currency, or auto number. It ensures that the correct type of data is entered in each field. So data type is this one. History option, help in Windows. Okay. History option is what? Help in Windows. So by the help of this thing, you will always be check what I have done previously. Because suppose you are working in an office and you are doing lot of work. So by the help of history option, you can check your previous work. You can check your previous action. Suppose something is required that previously done and you don't remember exactly what you have done in which process, in which step, where it is stored. So by the help of history option, you can check and you can easily access your previous files or data. So the history option in Windows allows user to view a list of previously opened help topics. It helps in revisiting and reviewing earlier information without searching again. Now, next is your index option help in Windows. The index option in Windows help provided an alphabetical list of help topic. User can easily find specific subjects by selecting a keyword, which improves the speed of finding information. Datasheet. In MS Access, the datasheet view display data in a tabular format similar to Excel. It allows user to quickly edit, sort, and view records directly within a table or query results. Okay. Now see over here. Next topic is what? Design view query. Okay. Design view query. So in this question, design view query. See, design view query means through this option, you can also design. First method was query wizard, as we have learned. This is the second method, and this is a formal method to design any query at any advanced level. You can include so many types of things in this. So design view in Access allow user to create and modify queries manually. It provides a graphical interface where user can select tables, set field criteria, and control how data is transferred. Suppose there are the students from different classes. So criteria, how can you set the field criteria? You can give the classes like class equivalent to 12th. Or suppose there are the student of 12th class with different section. So you just have to fetch the data overall, all these students who are from section D. So in the criteria, now you can give in the section field and value you will give D. So whatever the students are there from section D, now those data will be filtered through query. Okay. So it provide a graphical interface where user can select table, set field criteria, and control how the data is displayed. Now next is your object tab. Object tab is a very important tab in MS Access software, as you know. Appear at the top of the workspace, allowing multiple tables, forms, or queries to be opened simultaneously. Yes, with the help of object tab, previously designed, right? We don't know how many database files are there, how many multiple tables are there, forms are there. But if you want to open more than one file of database, more than one table, more than one form query, so you can open it through object tab. So users can switch between objects easily by clicking their tabs. Got it? And now next type of data is text data type. The text data type in MS Access store alphanumeric character such as names, addresses, or codes. It can hold up to 255 characters and is used for fields that contain textual information. Got it? So text data type is this one. Form
Yes, ma'am.
in Access. A form in MS Access is a user-friendly interface that allows data entry, editing, and viewing of records in a table. Forms can include button, text boxes, and label for easier interaction. Okay? So form is something like a window by which you can enter the data into your table. Okay? So that formatting we can design in advance. And also there are the two methods usually we are using to designing the form. One is form designing through wizard, and second is form designing through design view. So now you can see over here, next question I have collected. Okay, most important previous year question paper. What I told you, how many topics we are going to learn about in database, table designing, report, query, forms, and report. Report is the last topic. Whatever the work you have done in your database file, doesn't matter how many tables you have designed, how many queries you have raised up, how many forms you have designed. But if you want to show your data in a systematic order, so you can do it. What?
Okay.
Sections of report. Sections of report means, suppose this is a report. So you will show the data section wise, okay, into your report. So a report in MS Access is divided into sections such as report header, page header, group header, detail, group footer, page footer, and report footer. Each section serves a specific purpose for displaying titles, data, totals, and summaries in a structured format. Got it? So this is the thing over here. Okay. Now next you can see reports in MS Access. This is also a very important question. So many times it was repeating in your previous examination. So report is a fourth object which is important to show your work in a systematic order. So report in MS Access are used to organize, summarize, and present data from tables or queries in a professional and printable layout. They allow user to display information clearly using heading, grouping, total, and graphic for analysis and presentation purposes. Okay. Now sort query. Sort query means what is the sort feature? Usually we are doing in Excel as well to sort the data in ascending or descending order, right? So same thing we are doing here. We can apply the sort command in our query as well. So sorting a query in MS Access means arranging the retrieved data in a specific order. What I told you, either in ascending or descending order. It helps users view data systematically, such as sorting names alphabetically or arranging records by date or numeric value for better understanding. Got it? Now, next is your report wizard. Report wizard means automatic way to do or to create report if you don't have any idea how to create a report in MS Access. See, wizard is an automatic way to do something, and this facility available at the time of table designing, query designing, form designing, and report designing as well. Okay, with this easy of steps, simple, very few number of steps, we can execute a nominal level report designing. So the report wizard in MS Access guides user through step-by-step process to create a report. It helps select the table or queries, choose fields, set groupings, sorting and layout options, and then generates a ready-to-use report automatically, right? Mark my word, automatically. If you want to do work automatically without indulging yourself so many in technical terms, if you don't want to explore something and if you want to do the work in a very quicker way, you have a very limited time. So wizard is a very nice option, not even in MS Access, in every type of software mostly. Now next is your what is the purpose of reports, that I have told you so many times while explaining that by the help of report we can systematically step by step showing our data in a proper manner. So the main purpose of reports in MS Access is to present data in an easy to read and printable format. If you want to show your data in the printable format, you can do it. Reports help in summarizing large amounts of information, generating summaries, and creating formal documentation for analysis and decision making. Got it? Now next is your navigation pen. The navigation pen in MS Access is located on the left side of the window. It displays all database objects, tables, queries, forms, and reports. Allow user to easily open, organize, and manage different part of the database. Okay. Navigation pen actually the location which is available at the left side, and by the help of navigation pen, it is a very important area under the software window of MS Access to get the idea in a particular database file, how many table have created, how many queries you have created, how many forms and report you have created for the time being. I hope these questions are clear to you. Now look at the last question, last but not least,
Yeah,
very important question, primary key.
that's fine.
Okay. So before explaining this topic now, let me tell you one thing. Actually, when we're talking about database, right? So there are usually two types of database onto which we are working. One is your simple DBMS, right? And the practical life example, which software which you have already used, that is Excel. Okay. And sometimes these type of database now, we can say flat file database. Okay, this type of database, Excel software, into which we can design, right? So they are the flat file database. But if I am talking about RDBMS, relational database management system. So RDBMS example, which you have already operated, that is MS Access, right? So it is called what? Relational database. Now let me explain it to you. What is the difference between normal DBMS or relational DBMS?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So actually in flat file database now, we can create multiple table, right? There is no asterisk calculation. N numbers of tables we can design. In RDBMS, same job we can do, design N numbers of tables, but there is a difference. In flat file database, tables are not connected to each other. Even in this type of software like Excel, there is no facility to connect one table to another. But in RDBMS, there is a by default method available to connect one table to another table. Okay, that's why we are telling this DBMS as a RDBMS. Okay, this is the concept which makes normal DBMS as a RDBMS, convert into RDBMS, relational database. Now this is a theory explanation. Practically we need to do to connect one table to another. So how can we do in MS Access? Through primary key. Primary key is a compulsory thing. When you design the per table, you have to apply on. So primary key is a unique identifier for each record in an MS Access table. It ensures that no two record have the same value in that field, help maintain data integrity and establishing what? Relationship between whom? Tables in a database. Got it? So this is the thing you can see over here by the concept of primary key. Now, let me tell you, suppose, for example, this is a table. Okay. In this table now, if we have to create a key as a primary key, okay? So brand can be repeat, item can be repeat, even their cost can be repeat, quantity can be repeat, type can be repeat, okay? So let's create a one more column over here, that is serial number, right? And we will manage the serial number. So when we apply to primary key over these columns now, so which column is suited for primary key? That is this one, primary key. Got it? Because why? Because primary key you can apply only over to that column which is having unique key, right? Which is having a unique entry of data 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got it? So this is the thing you can see over here, right? Now let's start doing the practical questions. You know that we were doing the Excel based questions now. This is also the questions from MS Access software, which is based on this table. Let's start designing the first right question. After going through the following table, perform the task as shown below. Actually, in your paper, this type of question is also given. Total 11 questions are there. This is the last question which will come into your paper, having 3 parts, 1 marks each. Okay. But this question is from MS Access. I will tell you the way how to solve it because this is a compulsory question. Okay. So look at the first question. After going through the following table, perform the task as shown. So first of all, we have to observe the table. We have to understand the process of the table. So in this table, how many columns have given? Total 5 columns have given. This is column number 1, brand. This is column number 2, item. This is column number 3, cost in rupees. This is column number 4, quantity. And this is column number 5, type. Okay? So Reinald, Natraj, Bittu, Luxor, Natraj. Again, these are the different brand now. And these are the item from these brands. Like from Reinald, you know that pens, pencils, eraser, pen. These are the quantity, cost, right, per item and their quantity and their type. So write down the structure for the above data, clearly mentioning the data type of the length or each field. Actually, when we are creating the table, ठीक है ना, table structure, So this is the field name we will be giving, like brand, item. Field name means column name. Okay. In MS Access, column is what? Field.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
And rows are what? Records. Usually in MS Excel,
Yes.
vertical bifurcations are called column, but in MS Access, we are saying it field. In Excel, rows are calling, okay, and in Access, records are calling horizontal bifurcation.
Okay, ma'am.
So in the first question, we have to design the structure of this table. Very simple. In the structure of the table, now three things we have to take on. Field name, this is the table structure, data type, and their field size, because they are saying, mention their field length. So this is up to you. Take how much. So now you know that field name, how many field names are there? Brand, item, cost in rupees, quantity, and type. Brand, item, cost in rupees, quantity, and type.
जी
Data types
मैम.
are text, ठीक है, number and text.
Yes.
See, by default, data type is what? Text. Okay, for every column. But you know that in brand, which type of values are there? Alphabetical. So text data type we have taken. And in item, again, alphabetical text data type we have taken. Cost and quantity are in numbers. So number data type we have taken. Again, type is having alphabetical data. So we have taken data type text. Now field size 50 means up to 50 character we can type as a brand name. Okay? From brand and item both. Cost in
Yes.
rupees and quantity we have taken integer. So it can be any number, but it is an integer, round number. And
Okay.
again, with the text entry type, we have taken 50. 50 means maximum 50 character we can type as the name of brand, name of item, name of type. I hope this thing is clear to you. Now,
Yes,
this is
ma'am.
the second part. Write the steps to display the above data in order to given below item, brand, quantity, cost type. Okay. So, right. So we have to take up the structure for the given data, including data type and length, open access and create a new database, create a table named, for example, stationery, define the following field with appropriate data type: brand, text, comma, length 50, item, text, comma, length 50,
Yes,
cost
ma'am.
in rupees, number integer, quantity number integer, type this one. Now which type of data we can enter? You can see over here. This is the data we have entered. Input the data provided by stationery table. This is the item, brand, quantity, cost, type. Now you can see over here, for
Yes.
the above query, the data will be displayed. Create a new query in design view. Add stationery table to the query. Okay. Select the field to the desired order, item, brand, quantity, cost in rupees, type. Run the query. Actually, there is a run button after finalizing the query, and that table will display. Query will also display in the form of table. We know that. Okay. Now in the third questions, now what we need to do, write down the various steps to display data where brand equals to Nataraj and cost is less than 5. So from this table now, actually which table is given, we have to filter the data of those items whose brand is name Nataraj and whose cost is less than 5. So how many criteria we have to raise up? 2 criteria. So display the filtered criteria. Create another new query in the design view. Add stationery table. Select all field you want to display. In the criteria row for brand field, enter Nataraj. In the criteria row for cost in rupees field, enter less than 5. Run the query to display the data where brand is Nataraj and cost is less than 5. Got it? Now see over here, let's start doing
Yes.
the next question. One more questions let's discuss about. So you can see over here, after going through the following table, perform the tasks which are given below. See in this table now, how many fields have given? 5. Part number, parts, cost, weight, value added text, and manufacture date. Now what you need to do in which type of task you need to do on this table? Write down the data types and length of each field in the above. Right. So you can see over here. This is the table actually. Part number, data type is what? Number, long integer. Parts, data type, short text, field 50 character. Cost, data type, currency or number with decimal, field size double, currency. VAT, data type, number, integer or double, field long integer or double. Manufacture date, data type, date time. Got it? Now next step, what they are steps to create a query using query wizard to display part number, parts, cost and manufacturing, 4 column, 4 field. So very simple, open the database file in MS Access, go to create tab and click on which command? Query wizard, because we have to create a query using query wizard.
Yes, ma'am.
Now we
Query
need a table. We need a table to design query. So choose simple query wizard, click OK. Select the table. But because without the selection of the table, we can't design. Containing the data from drop-down, move the field part number, parts, cost, manufacture date from the available field to selected field. Click next, choose the view example data sheet or detail, then finish the query. Now next you can see over here, steps to modify the query to display the records where VAT is greater than 5. Now you know that in this query, we have to raise up criteria. How much criteria? How many criteria? Only one. VAT amount should be greater than 500. And we have to display only that records. Means
Yes,
entire
ma'am.
table record. So open the query in design view, right click query design, view in the column VAT, in the criteria row greater than 500. Save and run the query, click run icon. The result will show only with VAT greater than 500. Got it? Okay. So this is
Yes.
the second question. Now this is the next question. See, after going through the database table voters, what is the name of the table? Voters. Perform the task as given below. What I told you in these questions, how many tasks they need to tell you to solve? 3. 1 marks
Three.
each. And this is the table. This is the table you can see over here. First field is voter ID. Second field is name. Third field is age. Fourth field is sex.
Yeah.
Fifth field is city. Sixth field is state. Right? These are the record of different voters now from different state, from different cities as well. So what they are telling to you, write the data type of voter ID and age. Which column? Voter ID column, field or age field. We need to write the data types of these fields. So let me show you here. I have synchronized. See column, write the data type of voter ID and age. Column name means field name, voter ID and age. Data type in MS Access, which we can use short text for voter ID. Why short text? Because you know that it is something like V001, V002. So alphabet as well as the numeric number. So in this type of combinational data, now we can use short text. And age number we have taken because age always be showing in the numeric. So alphanumeric values like V001, V002. So for alphanumeric value, which data type we can taken up? Short text. And for number, used to store numeric value, number. So voter ID includes letter, V and digit, need short text. Age is numeric, so use number data type. Got it? Now see the next topic. Next task, choose the most appropriate column which can be set as primary key. What I told you. What is the criteria for primary key? We can apply the primary key over to that field or column into which data entries are unique, not repeat. Okay. So see here, the most appropriate column or field for the primary key is voter ID. Why? Each voter has a unique voter ID which distinguishes from one record to another. So no two voters share same ID. So that's why it is a most suitable field for the application of primary key. Now third question is what we have to design a query on the basis of criteria given. Write the steps to display the records of the voter who are male. So these are the steps to run the query. And this is the result of final query in the form of table. Query is also looking like table, but they are always be available with filtered data. So that's why they are always be calling as query. So look at the steps over here. Number 1, open the database that contain voters table. Right? We need to open that data file. which is having voters table. Click on the create tab in the ribbon. Select query design from the query group. Add voters table on the to the query and click close. Double click on all required field, voter ID, name, age, city, means all the columns or field to add them to the query grid, because we have to select what entire data. So we have to recommend all the fields. In the criteria row, what we'll have to do with the sex field now, we can type male in the double inverted comma. So the voter ID who are male, only those data will be shown as a result. Now, after settle out the criteria, right, required field we will be mentioned. So finally, we have to click on run button, right, red exclamation mark, and to execute the query. The query result will show records of the voter whose right sex is equivalent to male, means all male voter will display. Save the query with a suitable name using male voter query. So the output will display the following record. Voter ID is this one, name is this one, age is this one, male is this one, okay, and these are their cities and states. So this is the final result of our query. So these are the important questions, most important question, right, from the previous year paper I have taken for you, right? So revise this field, right? That's all for today, okay?